Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. So I'm going to just kind of relay this little story that happened today. My wife, I wasn't around at the time, but my wife had a little experience at the grocery store. She saw a little old man walking around, and well, I wouldn't say little old man, but he was an older gentleman walking around in the store, and she ended up running into him outside of the grocery store, and I guess he was waiting there with his wife while she went to get the van or something to pull up, because or maybe his daughter, but he obviously had difficulty walking, so she came to pick him up, and he just suddenly kind of, while my wife was standing next to him waiting to cross the street, he just kind of went like this and fell to the ground. And his wife, started panicking and getting all upset, and she was like, no, 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 right, because I guess she saw him falling. So whether he's got a medical condition, a heart attack, who knows what it was, but his wife was aware of something was happening. So she kind of got panicked and distracted, and she was focusing on him while he was lying on the ground. My wife had the baby in her arms, so she couldn't really do much. She turned to one of the younger guys that was working there, who was putting the shopping carts away, and she started yelling at him, saying, come here, hurry, like this poor old man had just fallen down on the ground, and she said he just stood there, and he just kind of looked at her and just kind of looked at the guy on the ground, and from what my wife said, he was close enough, so he saw the whole thing, and he just kind of stood there and went about his business and did his shopping carts, and the guy's lying on the ground, and I guess, after a few minutes he started coming around, and my wife was asking the lady if she needed help, but I guess the woman was so distracted, she just wasn't really aware that my wife was there trying to help her. And so, but again, my wife was kind of limited because her arms were full. She had a little baby, she had a shopping cart next to her, she was kind of stuck, she didn't know what to do. She was trying to get someone's attention. And so this went on, and the old man was kind of, waking up, and he started to come around, but then he got up and he leaned on the van, but then she said something happened again, and he passed out again, and he fell. So twice he's fallen down. And my wife said during this whole process, while he was lying on the ground, not when he was kind of up and out, but she said she described it as when he was lying on the ground, she said at least 20 people walked, kind of went, looked at him, and just kept on going. They came in and out of the grocery store, just constantly. And my wife was just like, what's going on? This guy's lying on the ground. And she said after a few minutes, finally somebody pulled up in a truck, and the one Good Samaritan had come up to help this gentleman. And once he had kind of started the process, then a bunch of people came over to help. And I've seen videos about this kind of thing, and it's just, I don't understand it. I mean, if you see somebody lying on the ground, the bloody face, or you see somebody pass out, like, help the people. Like, I don't understand. Like, for me, it's no question. I would stop no matter what I'm doing. I stop. I've been in situations where I stop the car and I get out of my car and I block traffic to help people. This is the way the world is supposed to be. So it's just disturbing because people accuse us, as Muslims of being a certain way and evil and horrible people that don't want to do anything. But one of the major things that we have to do in Islam is charity. And this is not financial charity, that people have a very limited knowledge about things and they think charity has to do with money. In Islam, charity is anything, any giving that you give to another person. The smallest thing you can give is a smile to somebody. And this is an act of charity. This is something that can lift their spirits at the appropriate time. And these are very, very important things in Islam. I tried to encourage her to tell the story, but every time she told me the story, and she just breaks down in tears, but she just cannot believe the experience. It was so saddening, and my wife she just felt so helpless, and she couldn't do anything, and she couldn't get people to help her, and it's disgusting, really. I mean, people keep criticizing me for my videos and my way of life, and I find it interesting that through all the complaints and all the things that go on in our society, they sit and they spend all their time focusing and pointing the finger at people in the Middle East and this and that, but they're not offering anything better, right? So a little side thing that I want to do in this video is that here's a challenge for people. You want to criticize Islam? Fine, criticize Islam. But why don't you provide something better? If you think that Islam is so horrible and so evil, why aren't you convincing people and showing us a better way to live? You don't agree with certain things and certain aspects, and I totally agree. There's a lot of things that people do who happen to be Muslims that I totally disagree with. And the teachings of Islam disagree with them as well. So learn the difference between the two. And if you want to continue to criticize, spend a little time too. Why don't you provide some evidence as to what you think is a better way to live? How you think that, you know, we can correct these problems in society. I know what the solution is. Islam is for all mankind. It's not some little thing that's just for Arabs, and it's not just for people that want to blow stuff up. I mean, Islam is a complete system. It's a complete way of life. Alhamdulillah, I'm a Muslim, and I just wanted to share this story with you because, as I said, it's disgusting that I've seen this many times where somebody gets hurt, the car accident and stuff like that. Most people will stop for a car accident. You know why? Because, hey, look, they want to look at the accident, but they don't actually get out and help. So, you know, if you see somebody get hurt, Muslim or non-Muslim, as a Muslim, we go out of our way to help people. That's what we're supposed to do. But for everyone else, I mean, I'm living in a Western society, not a Muslim-dominated society, and the only person that stopped to help was my wife, a Muslim. So where was the rest of these good Samaritans that live here in the West? Why weren't they helping? Anyway, you let me know what your thoughts. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you.